Give me a minute to find where we left yesterday. After leaving Bombay in July, that's where we were. After leaving Bombay in July. Okay, so we will continue reading Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. I'll read one paragraph, what we did yesterday, and then we will continue. In November 1935, he was again with his spiritual master in Vrindavan. It was the Kartik season, the ideal time to visit Vrindavan. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was staying for a month with his disciple at peaceful Radha Kund, the sacred lake where Radha and Krishna used to sport. Now we will continue. After leaving Bombay in July, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had gone to Kolkata, where he had spoken on radio, delivered many public lectures, welcomed back the preachers he had sent to Europe, and finished publishing his Srimad Bhagavatam translation and commentary. Then in October, he had come to Radhakund, occupying the small one-story house Bhakti Vinod Thakur had constructed. He had been reading and speaking to the assembled devotees on the Upanishad, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Srimad Bhagavatam. He had also installed deity at Sri Kunj Vihari Math. The banks of Radhakund were overhung with bright green foliage growing from the carnate branches of ancient tamarind, tamal, and neem trees. In the shallows of the water, cranes stood on stilt-like legs, while river terns skimmed across the lake. Sometimes abruptly diving for fish. Sometimes a tortoise would poke its nose up from the water's depth, or a fish would jump. Green parrots, usually in pairs, flew in and out of the green trees, and sparrows chirped and hopped from place to place. Peacocks were also there, mostly in nearby garden, as were occasional rabbits and even deer. The atmosphere was enriched with the history of Krishna Lila. 5,000 years ago, Radha and Krishna had engaged in transcendental pastimes here. And only 500 years ago, Lord Chaitanya had rediscovered Radha Kund. Lord Chaitanya's great follower, Raghunath Das Goswami, had resided here for many, many years, constantly chanting Hare Krishna and discussing the activities of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And here, In a small bhajan kuti, Krishnadas Kaviraj had written Chaitanya Charitamrita, the narrative of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati relished so much. Many of the inhabitants at Radhakund were Babajis, living in a small bhajan kutis and spending their time chanting Hare Krishna. Even at the Raman Reti also, there are so many small cottages where all the Babajis sit and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Having heard of his spiritual master stay here, Pabai, bringing his son with him, had traveled from Bombay just to have darshan of his spiritual master. To see Srila Bhakti Siddhanta was always an occasion for jubilation, but to see him in Vrindavan was an added perfection. This meeting with his beloved guide and friend was different from the time in 1932 when Abhay had seen him on the Vrindavan Parikrama. Now Abhay was no longer sitting anonymously in the back of a room. Now he was a bona fide disciple, recognized as the Kavi who had written the praiseworthy poem and essay, the young man who listened well, the devotee who had helped the Allahabad Math and who had established the Math in Bombay. Already on this visit, Abhay had occasion to be alone with his spiritual master, who had remembered Abhay's son and presented him with a small bandi jacket. And now, as they walked together alone on the bank of Radhakund, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta turned and spoke confidentially to Abhay. Yeah, yesterday we found some gems. We were cleaning all the drawers and everything in my Japa room. And when my son was in Vrindavan, Tamal Krishna Maharaj has given him a file, beautiful file, and it has a legal size notebook paper. And Tamal Krishna Maharaj write the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on his own handwriting, and then he has given gift to my son. So he has so many gifts from Gurudev. And I have this pen that I will show you, the gift from my spiritual master that I have been using for many, many years. I never carry this pen outside my Japa room, so I don't want to lose that invaluable gift. And it has the refills that we can use. So it's so nice pen. There had been some quarreling amongst his leading disciple in Calcutta, he said, and this distressed him very much. Very bold. So when the disciple doesn't cooperate, we should feel that how our spiritual master is feeling. I have seen so many of them fight. Very bold. Even now in Vrindavan, it weighed heavily on his mind. Some of his disciples had been fighting over who would use various rooms and facilities at the Gaudiya Math headquarters in Calcutta. These devotees were all members of the same Math, and the building was for propagating Krishna consciousness under the leadership of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Yet, even in their spiritual master's presence, they were quarreling. Brahmanas and Vaishnavas were supposed to be free from envy of any creatures. What to speak of envy of one another? If they were to fight now, what would they do after the spiritual master passed away? Abhay had no part in these matters and did not even know the details or who was involved. But as he listened to his spiritual master, he also became distressed. Deeply concerned, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta said to Abhay, Agun Jwalbe, there will be fire. One day there would be fire in the Calcutta Gaudiya and that fire of party interest would spread and destroy. Abhay heard but did not know what to make of it. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta had fought so long and boldly to establish that anyone of any birth could be elevated to become a Brahmana, a sannyasi, or a Vaishnava. But if these followers became contaminated by little wealth and the desire for prestige, thereby showing themselves to be still low-class men despite their training and purification, then his mission would be disrupted. If in the name of a religion they become attached to ease, position and prestige, it could only mean that they had failed to grasp the teaching of their spiritual master. You know, this is so important point because people tend to come to any religious institutions because they have fed up from the outside world. But when they see, you know, I think I shouldn't say that, but when these people come to our temple and if they see that there is no difference between us and them, we also find we have the prestige or we need some positions and all this fight goes on. When they see, they really turn away and we are responsible. Srila Prabhupada, in his own words, he's explaining as follows. Srila Prabhupada, he was lamenting that these men are simply after the stones and bricks of the building. He condemned. He was very, very sorry. Quote, when we're living in a rented house, unquote, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati said, quote, if we could collect 200 or 300 rupees, we were living very nicely at Ultadang. We were happier then. But since we have been given this marble palace in Bagh Bazaar, there is friction between our men. Who will occupy this room? Who will occupy that room? Who will be the proprietor of this room? Everyone is planning in different ways. It would be better to take the marble from the walls and secure the money. If I could do this and print books, that would be better. So this is what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj has the feeling. So we have to really work in a harmony with each other. As I was saying, at 3:30 in the meditation, it's prominent instructions. We have no business whatsoever to measure the advancement of anybody, who we are. Krishna knows everybody's. We don't have to intervene between Krishna and the devotees. Stay away. Otherwise, you are going to commit so many offenses. then how can you chant the Hare Krishna attentively? There is no way. So be careful. This is not our business. Let them do what they want to do. You concentrate on your own self to purify your existence. That's important. So Abhay felt his spiritual master speaking to him in urgency, as if asking him for help or warning him to avoid a disaster. But what could he do? So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta then said directly to Abhay, Amar ichha chila kichu vai karana. I had a desire to print some books. If you ever get money, print books. Standing by Radhakund and beholding his spiritual master, Abhay felt the words deeply enter his own life. If you ever get money, print books, unquote. December, oh sorry, I didn't check it, it's already 7 o'clock. I would like to offer my humble obeisances at the desk of these wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis who take their valuable time to join. So let's offer our humble obeisances. Vancha kalpatarupasya kripa sindhu bhayavacha